Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next question of our agriculture optional answer writing practice series. And the question for today is elaborate the major constraints of food and nutritional security in India. And this question was asked in this year's agriculture optional paper of UPSC Civil Services Examination, that is in 2025. So let's see how we can approach the answer. So we can start by defining what food and nutritional security is. So food and nutritional security implies that all people at people all times have have physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. Nutritious food. So this is how you can start by defining food and nutritional security, that everyone should have at all the times physical, social, and economic access to sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. So this is if you write this sentence, I can of it will be a very good introduction to the question like this. Whenever there is a question on food security or nutritional security, you can introduce like this. Now we should directly jump to the main body, that is major constraints of food and nutritional security. So actually you can divide the answer in various subheadings, which we will do. So first of all, you can write production constraints. So there are various production constraints such as water scarcity is there. Still, if you see, around 50% of Indian agriculture is dependent on rain-fed, dependent on rainfall. Okay. Climate change impacts are hampering production. Climate change impacts are there. Fragmented land holdings are there. Fragmented land holdings are there. We all know that 86% of Indian farmers are small and marginal. We have lack of diversification. Lack of diversification. Most of our food grain is kind of dependent on wheat and rice. So it also creates a major nutritional security problem. Okay. So all these things you can mention in production constraints. Then we can also mention about economic and access constraints. Second heading would be economic and access constraints. So first of all, poverty is there. Poverty and income inequality is there. Income inequality is there. Inequality is there. Still, more than 80 crore of citizens are kind of dependent on government for food supply. So this is one major problem. Secondly, price volatility is there. We always see the price of fruits, price of veggies are rising rapidly. Okay. Post harvest losses are there. Post harvest losses, around 15 to 20% grains are lost every year, and around 30 to 40% fruits and vegetables are lost due to improper post harvest handling. Next, we have weak market linkages. Weak market linkages. You will see that in some areas where production is good, the prices are very low, but in some area where the production is not good, prices are very high. So the linkage between these areas and these areas are kind of very bad. So weak market linkages is another problem. So this is kind of economic and access constraints. Now we have also distribution and policy constraints. Distribution and policy constraints. So here you can mention about inefficiencies in PDS. PDS inefficiencies are there, such as leakage is there in PDS, diversion of PDS, PDS grants. There is also poor targeting of beneficiaries. So all these are kind of issues in PDS. There is inadequate coverage of nutritious food. So nutritious food is not enough covered. If you see PDS also, there is a high dependent on rice and wheat. Okay, so diversification to nutritional food is not there. There is regional disparities. Some areas of India are food surplus, but other areas are still kind of suffering from hunger. So these are also there. Buffer stocks are not proper, inadequate buffer stocks, especially of non-cereal products such as pulses, edible oils. Still, we are importing a lot of edible oils, so that is another problem. Now there are also various nutritional constraints. Nutritional constraints. We have the problem of hidden hunger. That is, we are fulfilling our stomach by rice and wheat, all these things, but the requirement of proteins, the requirement of macronutrients such as vitamin, iron, zinc, iodine, minerals are not been fulfilled yet. Low dietary diversity is there. Low dietary diversity is there. Malnutrition is there. Around 57% of girls and women are anemic. Around 35% of children are stunted. So all these are major problems. Food safety issues are there. A lot of food is kind of adulterated. Microbial hazards are there in food. So all these kind of are nutritional constraints. You can also mention about some institutional and government constraints. Institutional and government constraints. So you can add points here such as weak coordination among ministries. You can see that the agriculture ministry, health ministry, other nutritional departments, women and child development ministry are not properly coordinated on the issues of food and nutrition. Okay, lack of nutrition sensitive policies. We do not have proper nutrition sensitive policies. Okay, we still focus on kind of delivering paddy and rice and wheat through PDS, which is not up to the mark. Okay, there are poor implementation of policies. There are certain policies such as integrated child development scheme, midday meal scheme. We have Posan Abhiyan, but still there is huge kind of issues in these policies. Also, these are not kind of well on the ground, especially in all areas. Some areas they are doing good, but in most of the areas they are not properly implemented. So these are some of the constants related to food and nutritional security. Now you can also add some way forwards here if you want to. Way forward at the end, how to deal with these constraints. You can mention here about we have to promote crop diversification. We have to strengthen our food processing and cold chain infrastructure. We need to reform PDS, and you can also in crop diversification. Also, we need to focus on pulses, millets, wild seeds. Same in PDS. Also, we need to include pulses, millets, fortified foods. All these things we need to increase awareness. Dietary awareness should be increased. We need to kind of integrate all the approaches regarding agriculture, nutrition and health policies so that all are on same page for food and nutritional security. So these are the way forwards you can mention. And in conclusion, you can mention that yes, we need to ensure food and nutritional security from kind of moving towards calorie dense to nutrition dense. Okay, we need to focus on malnutrition free India. Malnutrition free India. So all these things can be mentioned in conclusion. So I think that is all for today's answer. If you mention all these things, if you make a good structure as we have discussed in answer, you will definitely get good marks. So that is all for today. If you like it, please press the like button. Please do share and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis. And if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.